everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get Alice and in Disney Dreamlight Valley. You'll see that there's a brand new door in the castle. We'll need to open it using 15,000 Dreamlight. So we'll have to grind out some Dreamlight to open our door. Here's the final one. Now we have 15,100 Dreamlight. Now we can open the door. Merlin says we need to go chase the white rabbit after the door shrinks. We'll find it over here, and then you'll just need to chase it around. And then it'll go in a little burrow. And it'll drop a pocket watch. You'll pick up the watch, and then you'll click the burrow and go inside. Now, first we need to go over that way and talk to Alice. And here she is. She'll say we need to go through the fog, so we follow her through the fog. But whenever we do, she disappears, and these footsteps appear. We investigate them, and it says they're Alice's, but she's not here. And then over in that big red tree is the Cheshire Cat. He says that we need to look for smiles in the forest. So, if we go this way, you'll see on this bush, there's a big Cheshire Cat smile. We'll need to find 3 of these, and this is the first one. So we'll click E to remove this Cheshire Cat face from the bush. Now if we go this way, and then we turn to the right, we'll see a Cheshire Cat face on this tree. Just like on the bush. Now we click E to remove it, and that's the second Cheshire Cat face we found. Then there's one, if you go at the beginning where you spawned in and turn right, you'll see another Cheshire Cat face on a rock. And now we found all of them. Now we'll talk to the Cheshire Cat. He says we're out of time and we need to look for things that don't quite match everything else, which is pretty much everything. But it's these magenta and purple logs and rocks and stuff. Then they'll turn into chests and have a lot of items in it that will complete your long list. You just click it with E, and then it turns into a chest, and then you pick up the item inside. You'll find them all over the Wonderland realm. Now, we'll talk to the Cheshire Cat. He says first we need to create a spicy moment using salt, 2 sugars, and some tea leaves. And then we'll cook it in this pot that you'll find at the beginning where you first spawned in to the Wonderland realm. Then we need a sweet moment with butter, jam, and a lemon. Once we've done that, we need to make more time with the Pocket Watch spicy and sweet moments. Then we have more time. Now he says we have lots of time. And he says we need to find the way out. We can follow all these really confusing signs.
Marvelous.
Or we can just figure out the way out on our own. Forward, to the left, and forward again. Now we'll head down this path we found. Then we'll find this cool tree with a portal inside that we'll need to step through. And we'll end up in the maze of the Queen of the Hearts. As you can see from this little scene, we cannot go where the guards can see us. The Cheshire Cat says we have to go through this maze. So we're going to turn left. Then you'll see there's a guard up ahead, so we're going to turn left again. And then we'll go forward. And then we'll go right. And then we'll turn right again. Make sure there's no guards coming. And then you'll see there's the switch. But this guy's looking, so we have to wait. Then we'll walk around the back and wait for him to look away. Then we'll walk forward and click the switch. Then we'll wait for this guy to look away again. Then we'll go to the other side. And then we can go through the gate. And then you see that bush shrunk. That's because it's showing the pathway to this switch. And then you'll just have to wait patiently for this to shrink again to leave. Then you'll have to wait for this guard to look away. And then you'll go behind him and wait for him to look away again. Then you'll go right. And then we'll wait for him to look away and keep going. And now, we're going to go on the left, because that's where all of the switches are on this side. We'll wait for this guy to look away. And you saw that bush shrink? It's because we've got to go here. Now there's a shrinking bush that we don't go through there. See, there was the switch we just did, and then we go behind this guy for the final switch. And now this is the final one. It's also the hardest. This one requires a lot of timing. Gotta get through while they're not looking. Now, this is the tricky one. There's 3 and they're all looking pretty much at once. You gotta wait for them to align like this and go immediately, or else they'll spot you. And you've made it to the end of the maze. After that cutscene, you'll see that Alice is really small and on the table. She says we need to go back to the Cheshire Cat by stepping on this mushroom to get help.
It's been so nice chatting with you.
The Cheshire Cat says we need to make more perfume for her. First, we need to fish out a jar of hearts, and then the flower requires inspiration has all dried up. And then dress to match a mushroom that's feeling a little blue, and talk to the curious pencil bird. First, the jar of hearts is over here where we first spawned into the Wonderland realm. Next, here are the flower choir. She says that we need to water them because they haven't gotten enough rain. Then they'll give you some seed bags. Then, over at the beginning again, you'll find this blue mushroom. And it'll give you more blue mushrooms. Then over here is the pencil bird. And you'll ask a few questions. The first question is, how many light pink stripes does the Cheshire Cat have on its tail? The answer is number 1. The next question is, what animal did you chase to get here? Which is a white rabbit. The next question is, what did the Mad Hatter and March Hare celebrate at Alice's first tea party in Wonderland? It was the unbirthday. Pencil bird flips to the next question. How many guards did you see in the Queen's maze? The answer is 20. How many questions have I asked, including this one? It's 5. And then he'll say you've succeeded and give you the final ingredient you need. Then there's a crafting station where we first spawn in, and we can craft the perfume. Then we give it to Alice,
Farewell.
and now she's normal size Alice. Then she tells us why she really came here. There's a bunch of animals in cages the Queen planned to make her pets, but Alice decided that that wasn't right. But we need the keys, so you've got to shrink yourself down, back onto the table, and look for the keys. Although first, we're not looking for the keys right now. First, we're going to look at how cool the table is from being really small. Then we're going to take a picture of the table. So that way we can show it to Alice and decide what to do next to look for the keys. But to get big again, you'll have to climb up these plates and step onto this teacup and click the perfume bottle. And you'll see there's an exit space. You'll have to go down the plates again, and then you can become big again and leave the table. Alice says we should find some items to put on the table to make it easier to get around. Over here are some marbles. Over here are some playing cards. And over here are some dice. Once you've collected all of these, you'll put them on the table. Also, these teaspoons Alice gave you. Then you'll see that this place looks entirely different due to all the cards and dice you added everywhere. This will help you get around everything. Now first we're going to go over here and climb up the spoon and cards. Then we're going to use Dreamlight Magic to turn this to the side. Then we're going to knock down this card. And then we're going to go this way and see that it's way down there. But there's a spot on the teapot that we can hit. So we're going to grab our pickaxe and hit this piece of the teapot twice. And tea will spill into the cup. And now we can fish the key out. But we have to get to a lower level. So we have to click this card. And then click it again. And now we can fish out the key. That's the first key. Now there's also a key over here. If you go to the left, and then there's the next key. And then here you'll spot it immediately, but it's in a bunch of sugar. So you'll have to water it down with your watering can. And then you can get the key. Next you'll have to go over this way and climb this ramp. And then you'll see a big cupcake. You'll have to pull out your shovel and start digging up the cupcake's frosting to get to the key. Now we have all the keys. We can go give them to Alice. But the animals made quite a mess whenever they left. So we're going to have to clean it up. First we need to get this paint bucket and put it on our watering can. And now we need to water all the white rose bushes and make them red. Here's the first one. Here's another one. And here's another one. And then over this way, there's two more. If you go this way and then turn left. And now they're all red. Now we need to remove the burrow holes with the royal shovel. They're over here in the center. Once you finish that, you need to go clean up the broken plates by stomping on them. Next, you need to speak with Alice and ask her to join Disney Dreamlight Valley. But first, she needs to talk to the Cheshire Cat to figure out how to get out. Then she leads you over here to these 4 mushroom plants, and you have to light them. You do blue, then you do pink, and a small door appears. Then you gotta talk to Alice again. Then she says we should use the perfume on the door to make the door big. So we use our watering can and water the door. Then we talk to Alice and say it's time to go to Dreamlight Valley. So let's place her house down somewhere.
Yeah.
And then we need to pay for it. It's 5,000 coins. Then it says, welcome Alice, and you can welcome her to your valley. Then she says she wants to see if the Cheshire Cat wants to come to the valley too. And he says that he'll consider if you close your eyes. But whenever you do, he disappears. And he left a bunch of paw prints behind. You have to follow them. Then you find out they've gone all the way into the Dreamlight Castle. But then you can't find any more, so you have to go talk to Alice. She says that she'll keep an eye out for him, but she hasn't seen him yet. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you and Alice have lots of fun, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye!